TikTok's gonna be banned in 10 days if nothing changes. So guys, I guess it's that time of the month again. It is TikTok ban season once more. If y'all remember when it was saved last time, it was saved on a 75-day timer. Well, that 75-day timer is going to be up in about 10 days. There are currently efforts to extend the ban deadline by a couple of months, but I think at this point, I speak for everyone when I say we want a permanent solution. Either take the app away finally, or give us a permanent solution. I don't want to have it be extended again, and then at the end of that extension period, I'll have to watch all of the TikTok is ending edits again, just for another extension to be signed, and then we'll repeat the process again and again. I'm tired of it. Just give it to us permanently or take it away. I don't even care at this point.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Trending Pulse Worldwide. If you're new here, thank you so much for passing by, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we stay on top of trending stories from all over the world. Now, I don't know about you, but TikTok has been hanging by a thread for what feels like forever. There's been talk about banning it in the United States for some time now, but somehow it never actually happened. Well, guess what? The countdown is on again, and this time the deadline is creeping up fast. We are talking about less than 2 weeks left before something major goes down. So what's happening? Why wasn't TikTok banned before, and what exactly is at stake if it gets shut down now? Well, let's break it all down.
TikTok will be banned again on April 5th. We're less than 1 month away from TikTok being banned again. TikTok is set to be banned again on April 5th because ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, has not moved forward in negotiations with a prospective deal from buyers. Let's break down what this means. TikTok has less than 1 month until the US lifeline expires, but sources say there still haven't been negotiations between Chinese owner and prospective buyers. Why this matters? Time is running out. The state of play is that suitors are increasingly frustrated, and there have been several suitors who put bids forward to buy. There's also been lots of confusion as to who actually is in charge at the Trump administration of negotiations for the deal. It could be the Treasury, it could be Vice President, it could be anyone, but there's been no clarity on that. Beijing, meanwhile, continues to be publicly silent, as they've already told us they will not sell, or they're less inclined to sell with the algorithm, which then inherently makes TikTok useless. Everyone has ideals of how a deal can be constructed, but no confidence on how it needs to be structured. The silver lining of this is that April 5th is not really a deadline set in stone because Trump had no legal authority to even block the ban and extend it by 75 days. So there's a scenario where the ban could be further extended. But as of now, that has not been set in stone. Although it will be easier for him to extend if there was a legal term sheet submitted stating that a buy was in process. There's also been a proposal from Senator Markey to push back the deadline for another 270 days, citing that the creator economy is so vast on there and small businesses use it, so we need to give them time to mitigate the loss. The intrigue is that Trump has publicly floated the idea of a U.S. sovereign wealth fund buying TikTok. Another possibility is that TikTok will be used as a bargaining chip with the U.S. with China, as we see how the war between China, America, Mexico, and Canada is playing out. The bottom line is that a tentative agreement could absolutely be signed within months, but the odds are that that's less possible as the days pass.
Alright, let's take it back a bit. This isn't the first time TikTok has been threatened with a ban. Early 2024, concerns over national security and data privacy led to US government to scrutinize TikTok, the popular social media platform owned by China's ByteDance. In April 2024, the US Senate voted to ban TikTok as part of a larger spending bill, which was signed into law by President Biden on 24th April 2024. Now, this legislation set a deadline for ByteDance to divest its US operations by January 2025 or face a ban. Now, as the January 19th deadline approached, TikTok faced significant legal challenges, and on January 2025, the US Supreme Court upheld the nationwide TikTok ban. Consequently, TikTok ceased operations in the US on January 19, 2025, rendering the app inaccessible to American users for approximately 12 hours. However, service was restored later that day after TikTok reached agreements with service providers allowing operation to continue. Fast forward out to March 2025, and TikTok's future in the US remains uncertain. And President Donald Trump has indicated a willingness to reduce tariffs on China if a deal for ByteDance to sell TikTok's US operation can be reached. Now, ByteDance now faces an April 5th deadline to finalize such a deal or risk a US ban. So, despite the looming deadline, Trump has suggested the possibility of extending it to facilitate the sale. Well, the TikTok community has been vocal about the potential ban, emphasizing the platform's role in fostering connections and sharing personal stories and providing support networks. And users have expressed concerns about losing a space where they can listen to each other, share experience, and build communities. So let's take a look at what they had to say about all this.
Guys, I just realized, bro, this is still getting banned. We are a month away from TikTok still getting banned. All he did was give a 70-day extension. This shit is crazy, bro, because I thought we was good. I come to find out in the news, they talk about, nah, it's still getting banned. I said, wait, what? What was the point of all of this shit? What was the point of that day? What am I supposed to do, man? Well, I make YouTube videos, but still, what are other people supposed to do here, man? Now, this is the crazy thing, right? They talking about Microsoft gonna buy it. Mr. Beast might buy it. Son Musk might buy it. I don't know.
Okay, so if they go dark on Sunday, like if we log onto this app and there's just nothing, I had this horrible realization on the drive home tonight that when it goes dark, and like I know this is common sense, but like it just hit me that we won't have anywhere to go talk about how TikTok was just banned. Like usually when something big happens, we're able to hop on here and talk about it and watch videos about it. And this time, there won't be any videos. We won't be able to talk to each other about it. And it's not going to hit the same to post it on your Instagram story. So it's going to go dark. We're going to be shook. And we're going to have nowhere to go.
There are some TikTok users who believe this ban won't actually happen, and they're saying it's just another scare tactic or that TikTok will find a way to work around it, just like before. And some even argue that the platform is too big to fail and that the US government will have to compromise. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a look at what they had to say about all this. Then I'll be back.
I don't think TikTok is going away on April 5th because of a few things that have happened over the past 2 weeks. This is your March update on the TikTok ban, the negotiations, but also a company that might actually be buying TikTok. But what has happened since then? Well, on Friday, JD Vance actually went on record with NBC. When asked about the TikTok negotiations that were handed off to him from Trump, he basically said, I quote, will almost certainly be a high-level agreement by April 5th. He also went on and elaborated about this deal, saying that the national security concerns will be satisfied by this deal, but it would also, quote, allow there to be a distinct American TikTok enterprise. As most of you know, TikTok is technically banned. It is currently existing in limbo because of the 75-day non-enforcement executive order that Trump signed. And that 75-day period ends on April 5th. If no deal is reached by then, it looks like TikTok might actually be going dark. However, last week when Trump was asked about the TikTok negotiations and how far they were getting into them, Trump said that they were, quote, dealing with 4 different groups, but he wouldn't name the companies that they were in negotiations with. A lot of people have theorized that some of these groups could include Perplexity AI, Project Liberty, which is headed by Frank McCourt, but also Oracle. However, it looks like a lot of people are starting to call this negotiation Project Texas 2.0. If you didn't know, Project Texas 1.0 was TikTok's $1.5 billion initiative to address national security concerns and basically separate the US operations from ByteDance in China, essentially storing all US TikTok user data on Oracle servers on US soil. And negotiations around this kind of fell through because Congress moved forward with the TikTok ban. A lot of the concerns surrounding propaganda, US data privacy, and also where that data is going will be addressed later in this video as well. With all of that said, a few days ago, reports from Politico suggested that Oracle may be the one that seals the deal. There are so many more details that need to be ironed out when it comes to ownership, any stake that the US holds in TikTok, and the algorithm, but there are also some sources that state that the White House has described the negotiations with TikTok as being in its advanced stage, meaning we are getting closer to a possible deal, TikTok not going dark.
So, in light of the approaching deadline, legislative measures have been proposed to provide more time for a resolution. So, Senator Ed McKay introduced the Extend the TikTok Deadline Act, aiming to grant ByteDance an additional 270 days to divest its US operation. And this extension will push the deadline to October 2025, allowing more time to address national security concerns and negotiate a sale. Well, the TikTok community, especially influencers and content creators, will be hit the hardest if this ban takes effect. and many of them rely on the platform not just for entertainment but as a primary source of income. For some, TikTok is their full-time job, and the money they make here goes towards paying bills, supporting their families, and even investing in their future. So losing access to TikTok means losing sponsorship deals, ads revenue, and audience engagement overnight. And while some creators are already exploring alternative platforms, the transition won't be easy. Building a substantial following from scratch on another platform takes time, and not all audiences will migrate with them. On the other hand, some argue that this could push influencers to diversify their content strategies and not rely on a single platform for income. With that said, a sudden TikTok ban would still be a major disruption for thousands of creators, small businesses, and even everyday users who use the app to stay connected. Anyway, I really hope TikTok doesn't end up getting banned after all, and that they can come up to a final decision soon, because a lot of people's livelihood depend on this platform. So let's see how it all plays out. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you sticking around, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more trending stories. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one.